We always say when you decide to go with a motor brand or a specific model, making sure that the post-sale support is there for you. That means having someone who's experienced working on these motors who will pick up the phone and help you troubleshoot it, as well as making warranty support a breeze. And then finally, having all the parts you need in stock so you could stay flying. Second to that is the cost of ownership. And in this video, I'd like to talk about our 7-year experience servicing the Atom 80 and how we feel the reliability is and what you can expect to spend over the first 200 hours of ownership. Let's get started. Now, like I said before, the Atom 80's been out since 2019. The first version was the My 19, and originally it came with an internal pulse port and a WG8 carburetor. That carburetor just didn't have enough tuning, so there were issues with elevation and different environments. So Vittorazi quickly swapped that out for the WB and went to a stronger external pulse port. That alone made this motor incredibly reliable and able to tune for a whole bunch of different elevations. After that, there's nothing really with this motor. We've seen some random stuff fail, but nothing was concerning. We really don't sell parts for this motor. It's mostly just consumables. Let's talk about your maintenance schedule and how much you can expect to spend. At 25 hours, you're going to inspect a couple things, but as far as spending money, spark plug, airbox snap lock, so you're looking at $10 for your first 25 hours. Moving on to your 50 hour, that's when you're going to do your spark plug and your snap lock again, so another $10, but you're going to replace your gear oil, which is incredibly important because this is a $600 gearbox. The least you could do is swap out the gear oil every 50 hours. It's less than $15. To get to your 100-hour service with spark plugs and gear oil, you're looking at like $70. So $70 for your first 100 hours of ownership on an Atom 80. Now at the 100-hour mark, we're going to go a little bit more in depth. You're going to rebuild your carburetor, which you should do yearly, but if you make it to 100 hours in your first year, rebuild the carburetor, your air filter needs to be replaced, and then Vittorazi would like your gasket swapped out. So you're looking at less than $150 for your 100-hour service interval. At the 150-hour mark, it gets a little bit more in depth. The whole motor has to come apart because Vittorazi wants you replacing your crank bearings and your needle bearing and your piston and your oil seals, rebuilding your exhaust. So that's going to get a little bit more expensive. So at the 150-hour mark, if you actually buy the 150-hour kit, that kit covers 100 and 150, and you're going to want to add a piston. That's another $100. $450 if you buy that kit at the 100-hour mark. That will cover your 100-hour service and your 150 hours. We are not very deep, right? We talked about $70 and $25.50 service items. At the 100-hour mark, that's about $150. But if you bought the $450 kit and piston for the 100, 150, you're actually covered for before that. We're looking at not a big cost of running this motor. The next big one is at 200 hours when you rebuild your gearbox. Now, like I said, this is an over $600 piece. Vittorazi at 200 hours would like this to come apart and replace all the seals and the bearings inside of this, which is a couple $100. Neil White of White Arrow Machine Works would bust it right out for you. For 200 hours, maybe $800 in maintenance items, and that's $70 up to 100 hours. We feel like this is an outstanding option. And if you have any questions about this motor, Chris and I are always around, happy to help. We carry parts for all 4 generations of this motor in stock, ready to ship. We still have the original WG8 to WB carburetor conversion in stock. So if you'd like to update your My 19 to have something that will accommodate different elevations and environments. Again, if you have any questions, Chris and I are always around. Happy to help. We feel like this is an extremely reliable motor with a low cost of ownership, and we would love to see you guys with one of these. As always, thank you for watching and have an outstanding rest of your week.